Hello, happiness abounder, and welcome back. So, as we are continuing our discussion about how to be authentic, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever wished for something else in your life? Like, honestly, I don't think you'd be listening to this podcast if you didn't want to improve some element somewhere in your life. And here's the thing. We're going to have a talk right now. Because here's the thing. If there's something you want to change in your life, which, by the way, is human nature, right? It's human nature to want to progress, to grow. So if there's something that you want to level up or you have a dream that is in your life, are you able to get it with who you are now or who you were 5 years ago? The chances are the answer to that is no. So when we have a discussion about being authentic, this is where it really comes into play. Because if you are a business owner, and let's say you started your business in the last 2 years, if you look back 5 years ago, are you anywhere near the same person you were? Probably not. Now let's say that you are a mother. Think back to a time when you were not a mother. Are you the same person you were then that you are now? Absolutely not. So when we talk about being authentic, in terms of happiness and goals, it's important to remember that it can be really, really uncomfortable and feel very inauthentic to chase those things, which is why most people continue to have them as dreams, not necessarily goals, or continue to have them as this wish that they hope they can get one day. But when it comes to making the changes to become their authentic selves that can get and achieve that dream, that wish, it doesn't happen because it feels fake. It feels quote unquote not real or wrong. And because it's uncomfortable for us, we don't necessarily achieve those things. So in this discussion about how to be authentic, I want to highlight that. I want to highlight that being authentically you, when you can align to your values, when you can identify the raw versus the real, when you can ask, do I want to do this? And I could do this versus shoulds, that opens up a world of possibilities. But as you step into that world, you might think to yourself, this feels fake. I got to run back to where I was. Yeah, that dream's over there, that goal is over there, that wish is over there, but I just got to run back because this is uncomfortable and it feels fake and I'm trying to be authentic. So what I want to do is I want to challenge you today to really identify who it is you want to be. Who is that person? Who do you have to be to get that wish, to get that dream, to get that goal? And then as you start striving towards that, when you feel inauthentic, I want you to remember you are not the same person you were 5 years ago, but you're still authentically you. I'm going to say that again. You are not the person you were 5 years ago, but you are still authentically you. One of the biggest things that keeps us back is this feeling of feeling fake. And here's the really ironic piece of that. It's you 100%. So if you feel like you're feeling fake, more often than not, that's correlated to the thought that you think other people are perceiving you as fake, and that scares you even more, right? Our brain goes, oh no, we can't be outcast from society, otherwise we can't survive. And so you get scared and you run back to who you were. So there's this argument that I'd like to make that your authentic self is whatever you want it to be. I look back at who I was 5, 6 years ago, and some of you may know my quote-unquote origin story, but I look back at that, I look at that person, and I'm so grateful for those experiences, but I am not the angry, bitter, victim, entitle-ridden person that I was then. And if I hadn't had those experiences, then I wouldn't be who I am today. But if I was trying to achieve something now, and I was going, well, that's the real me, that's authentic, I wouldn't get anywhere. The real me from yesterday is not the same person I am today. Who I am today is authentically me now, and I have the power to choose who I want to authentically be in the future. And that can make all the difference. So long story short, when you're stepping into this version of you that can achieve your dreams, your wishes, and your goals, it can feel fake. And in this series where we're talking about how to be authentic, I want you to remember that who you are today is your most authentic self, and who you define you want to be in the future is your most authentic self. If you pull back from the past where it feels comfortable, you won't go into those next levels to achieve your dreams and your goals. Just straight up. So, that's something I want you to think about, though. I want you to think about, who do you want to be? Who is that person that you need to become to achieve those next levels? I will give you an example from my own life. Big surprise there, right? But I'll give you an example. So I obviously do the podcast. I do mentoring, and I do monthly training classes. I also, as some of you know, I have a day job. And this day job is 8 hours a day, leading a few small teams. And there's a lot of other things happening in my life. I have 2 dogs, I have a husband, I have friends, and family. And I have often felt like there's just not enough time to do it all. And I'm pretty organized. And as of recently, I have invested in a program to up-level my business. Well, to up-level my business, I have to up-level. And part of that is networking. Part of that is making friends with other people, other business owners, setting aside time for lunches, setting aside times to go out for dinner, setting aside time to be interviewed on other people's podcasts so that I can grow my business and also grow my next levels of myself. But if I look back to even yesterday, I tell myself, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. I'm not as friendly as I should be. Or if you've heard me rant on the podcast before, you know I can get intense. I'm excited about this, and I value leadership. I value respecting each other, and I respect you enough to want to lead you down this path, and I'm passionate about it. So of course I'm going to get intense. And some people that totally vibes with, and sometimes it doesn't. But I had told myself this story in the past that I'm not good at networking. I'm not the most friendly person. It takes a special kind of person to get along with me. Well, that was yesterday. If I want to step into my most authentic self and my best self and the best version of me that I can be in my business, that's who I have to become. I have to figure out who that is. I have to figure out and be comfortable with that discomfort until it is comfortable and it becomes an authentic part of me. I'm working on it. But I hope that whatever it is for your goal that can get you to that next level, I hope that you are working on it too. So don't get caught up in that this feels fake when I'm trying to be authentic. Get caught up in the I'm authentic on who I am today, and I get to choose who I want to authentically be tomorrow. So with that said, I'm going to leave you with that today. I think that's something to definitely think about. And if this episode made you think, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. You can leave a review at Apple Podcasts or on Facebook. If you go to Happiness Abound blog on Facebook, there's a section to leave a review, and I would love to hear from you and specifically know your thoughts on this episode. So all of that said, have a wonderful day. Start thinking about who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. And above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.